All right, hey guys, how's it going? It is Friday, my favorite day of the week that starts with F, and we are here and we're going to do some SketchUp modeling. If we haven't met before, my name is Aaron, and with me is my good buddy Matt.
Hello, Friday, SketchUp Live Day. It's come around again. It's come around the bend. And hey, I'm happy to be back with you on SketchUp Live again on Friday. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited to be here with you guys. We were just commenting how the first comment we saw come in was "Hello from Madagascar." I don't know why that like staggers me. Maybe because it's the movie. I don't know, but Madagascar, that's pretty sweet. Um,
Yeah, yeah, we've got Madagascar, we've got Turkey, Syria so far. Let us know where you're coming in from. Iceland. My gosh, you guys are Portland, tuning
what
in
we
from
got
all over. I'm
Portland?
coming in from Michigan over here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna mix it up a little bit this week. We've been doing some architectural modeling, that kind of stuff. Some like interior stuff, some exterior stuff. Eric did some like landscapey kind of stuff last week. So what would keep you guessing? We're gonna do some more what entourage modeling, product modeling. What would we call this? We're gonna model an espresso
Um,
machine
yeah, industrial design or like
like that.
product design kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um, But yeah, it's an espresso machine. And if you saw the thumbnail before or the forum thread, you saw this ain't your regular espresso machine you might see out there. This is like a fancy one. It's got like all kinds of, it's shiny. I guess most of them are shiny. That's not the main characteristic.
It's brass,
Yeah.
brassy.
Yeah, very brassy, just like you. And and no, but it's very cool and kind of ornate. And it's like a statement piece. I feel like this would be like a centerpiece of this coffee shop that you
Yes.
and Eric and Tyson have been working on collaboratively to bring together. So
Yeah.
um, I'm excited to see it come to life.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Well, before we hop in, I did want to throw out a quick recognition and thank you. Last time I was on, I mentioned how the camera was at a weird height, and I mentioned how it was because I was in a different chair than normal, and how I just kind of made a joke about how I went from my old secondhand chair to a new secondhand chair. And I think based on that comment, one of our viewers named, I don't know if I want to call him out or not, but a very kind viewer uh, sent me a chair. So this chair right here was
That's a beautiful
from
chair.
one of our viewers. So yeah, it was.
Exactly the perfect height.
Sorry, look, see, I'm in frame. I didn't have to adjust anything. Worked out ideally. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I haven't had, I was like, I need to send an email and just say thank you. I have this person's email. I don't know if they want to be called out or not. So, um, if I see their name come up on chat and they say you're welcome, I will publicly recognize. But otherwise, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So
Yeah, 100%. And I should say also, I know I'm not on screen, but if anybody wants to send the co-host something, I'm open to it too. One of these espresso machines would be nice,
mhm.
whatever you think. But no, I'm just joking around. But yes, no, that was a very nice gift, of course.
Very nice.
Let me just run through some people in the chat because holy cow, you're coming in from all over, and I love to see it. Okay, Wisconsin, Toronto, Argentina, Slovenia, Kurdistan, Israel, Moscow, Saudi Arabia, Texas, Canada, Poland, another Toronto person. Oh boy. Senegal, yes, UK, Bay Area. Oh my gosh, Miami. Thank you everybody for tuning into the worldwide SketchUp show here on SketchUp Live. Um, we appreciate you tuning in. Love to see you here, and heck, I think it's going to be a great show and a great kickoff to the weekend.
Absolutely. This will be fun. All right, let's do this. Let's do some modeling. All right. Oh, I push a
Yes, give
button.
the people what they want.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do this thing. So I got some chats happening right above my head. If we get to a point where that's annoying or it's in the way, please shout it out and let me know, because it's easy enough to turn off. But hey, this way you might be able to get what you say on screen. So that's exciting. That's fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um,
Like this, just shout it, shout it, shout it
shout
out
it,
loud.
shout it, shout. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and import a thing, and that's just this this image, the same image that is up on the forum. If anybody wants to try to keep up with me.
Try. We'll see if you
Try.
can not get left in the dust. But
Knock
that
yourself
forum
out.
thread link is in the description. So if you do want to get this image, it is in the forum thread that's in the description.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't plan on going that fast. But all right, so this is the picture we're going to do this off of. This is the only image I could find. So between this image and my very, very limited experience with espresso machines, we're going to make something that looks like this. The goal here, we talk a lot about level of detail, like how much detail do you need in a model? One of the biggest problems people run into when they start modeling is they start going to super high level of detail, right? Put in circles with 999 sides. Put, just super fine, minute detail when it's not needed. So like Matt said, the goal of this piece is kind of a centerpiece piece. Centerpiece piece. So
Okay.
is to have this piece be something that would, be, kind of show up look good in a render, right? So we'll put this into the back of the coffee shop, and maybe Eric will go do some V-Ray renderings where you can see it real well from behind or from in front of the I don't know. We'll see. Something like that. But we want a decent level of detail because we want it to render fairly nice. It's not like a piece of fruit that's in a bowl that's in a countertop that's this big on your screen. This is actually potentially going to have some rendering done. So we want to go a little bit higher level of detail. But I do want to be conscious as I do this not to overwhelm. So if you look at this thing, first thing, we've got a lot of round surfaces. Awesome. That's cool. We can do that. We don't necessarily, every circle doesn't have to have 100 sides, but we might want to bump to a little bit higher number just so we keep it smooth, so we don't get like weird angles or chunky edges or anything like that. So it's going to be something we're gonna keep in mind. The other thing, I'm going to point this out up front because you guys watch this a lot. You probably know that I don't do a great job of this. Usually I'm like halfway in before somebody points out the thing you're modeling is symmetric. And I go, oh yeah, I'm going to do it up front this time. We're going to model half of this thing and let the other half just show up automatically. So there's some stuff that's not symmetric. There's this little pressure valve right here, of course, is not going to be the same on both sides. Looks like there's a little switch or a toggle or something right here that's only on one side. But for the most part, a lot of it is going to be the same. So we can split it down the middle, model it fairly high detail because I want to be able to render it. But those are kind of the rules I'm going from. I do have some dimensions here. So it's 17 inches. I assume inches. Yeah, inches. The two little dot things, that's an inch. 17 inches wide. It's 17 millimeters like this big, right? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to model it at that. I'm going to model it pretty big. So this thing's going to probably start out about people size. And then I have a number that I can scale it to afterwards. Again, this is not for fabrication. This is for rendering. So I'm not too worried about exact dimensions. I want something that looks about like this and is going to render well. So that's my plan. That's what I'm saying I'm going to do as of right now.
Love to
Sound
hear
good?
it. So you're
Everything?
kind of modeling at somewhat of an arbitrary, or I guess an absolutely arbitrary scale, just big enough to avoid the not being able to create any small faces, and then afterwards you'll use these dimensions to scale it. You're not using like a scale factor of 100 or whatever, and then going back down.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if there was some part of this that I was going to mod, like if I knew the size of this copper tubing right here, right? If I knew that was a specific size, I would be more intentional about modeling to some scale. But really, I don't have any number. I don't have any clue of what anything is. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of jump in and make the shapes correctly.
Yeah, this is very much like a bare mins dimensions plan here.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is more than
whoever
I
made it.
mean, we've modeled with less before. So
Yeah, true. I honestly I never would have guessed this was 37 inches tall if if we didn't have the number.
yeah,
Although I did look at a couple pictures of it and I was like, oh wow, it's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Because at first I was like, oh, this is like, I don't know, 2 feet tall or something. Not the case.
nope, over 3.
Turns out over three, just by about 1 inch or so.
Yeah, give or take exactly 1 inch more.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So as promised, I'm going to start by chopping this thing in half. Ooh, that was a pretty good guess. Look at that hitting right in the middle of the pipe there. You can see, and this is not unusual either. As I come up here, it does look like maybe the image isn't quite straight. That's okay. Again, for our purposes, not a big deal. We're going to make a thing that looks a lot like this, and we're going to do it right now. I'm going to draw half of a flat profile of this entire thing, and then we're just going to do a follow me and start with the big overall shape. We have a lot of details to come in and add on here, so I want to get this main shape in right now. So I'm going to come all the way out like this. Looks like there's this little rolled lip right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw that kind of like that, and then it looks like it goes up a little bit. How should I do that? So what I really want to do is I want to use these lines right here. That's kind of where this starts to roll down. See that? So if I go up like that, then I can put an arc in here, like that, and then that rolls up like that, and then it kind of goes in and then rolls out again. Here's the top of that where it rolls back out again.
I gotta say, this is like pro level eyeballing it.
Oh, this
Like
is
sometimes when I do like a follow me profile, I'm like, okay, I have a good idea of what this looks like in cross section. I can, model this from the image. And then I do the follow me and it looks completely wrong. And I'm like, oh gosh. But I guess that time could perhaps come for this particular base of this
oh,
piece. But
we got time to make this not. We can make a mess for sure.
but I trust you and your experience of doing this enough times that you have a good idea of uh, what it actually looks like and how to do it. But
Well, thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate your faith in me. Let's see what I can do to dash that.
no, I'm with you 100%. No matter what happens, um, I'm one of the positive co-hosts.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm just
That
gonna
doesn't look
let,
good.
yeah, people in the chat saying that today is indeed February 2nd, meaning it's Groundhog Day. So happy Groundhog Day to you, Aaron.
Thank you very much. I had no idea that was the case. Like,
Yeah, well, you're
I
in
guess
the
I don't
right
pay
place. A bunch
attention.
of people mentioned it, so keeping you on your your current events all up to date, so you can have stuff to talk about at dinner parties and stuff over the weekend.
Nice, nice.
Um, so you didn't even know it was Groundhog Day, so you probably don't know the result of Mr. Punxsutawney Phil's venture out of his hole.
No clue whatsoever.
Wow.
You're saying that like you have an idea, or you're just
Does
marveling at
anybody in the
my
chat
ignorance?
anybody in the chat keep up on Punxsutawney Phil over there? If you're not familiar with Groundhog Day, what it is a tradition in a specific town where they have a groundhog, which is like a rodent animal, uh, come out of his hole in the kind of the late winter. And then if he sees his shadow, he's scared and he goes back into his hole, which means that there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. But if he's not scared, that means there's going to be an early spring. So, um, I personally like Groundhog Day because there's still some whimsy that exists in the world, you know?
I do. I get what you're saying there.
Outside of that is like a lot of,
Cynicism.
facts and
Oh,
cynicism too.
I went
I was
I
like all
went
these
I went
science
straight
people. I
negative
don't care for
immediately.
it.
Matt's more positive than I am, yeah.
um, but yeah, this kind of flights of fancy that still exist
Mhm.
in small towns in Pennsylvania. Or
Also, probably most people didn't realize that we have control over the changes of the seasons in Pennsylvania. So, who knew, huh?
yeah, yeah, it's like whatever germinating clouds so that it can cause it to rain or whatever. It's not that sophisticated, but still the same idea.
Yeah. All right. So, I got a pretty good outline here. This is so again, like Matt was teasing me about next level eyeballing, but this is what happens, especially when you take a good like an up close picture of something that's 3 feet tall. This is parallax, right, Matt? Where the tops and bottoms
Yeah,
kind of tip away.
yeah,
Yeah.
or perspective, I guess.
Oh, it's a P word.
Parallax is like moving when you move like laterally, like left and right.
Oh,
Is that
okay. I don't
so? Maybe it's the
know.
same thing. I don't know. I don't know. All
I
the
had one
ocular.
shot at sounding smart and I blew it.
Sorry, I stomped all over it. It could be right. I believe you.
No, I have no idea
I
what I'm
take
talking
back what I
about.
said.
I honor my ignorance. But no, when you do take a picture of something that's fairly big, like stretches more one way or the other, you do get this kind of falling off. So I'm not looking straight at this. So if I wanted to look straight at this, I'd have to pull way back and then zoom in to prevent this. So this was like straight flat towards the camera. So you can see I have this rounded part like this, and that just happens. That's how we see things. But if I come to the very middle, so what I was doing there is just saying, okay, about here is where the top of that rim is, draw a line over. I just kind of created a grid where these changes were, I thought, and then put them over here on the side. Basically, that's what I went to, and I'm hoping when I follow this around a circle, I'm going to end up with kind of a bell shape at the bottom that looks similar to what I got in the picture. As I come up here, uh, again, I'm not lining up exactly because this picture's not perfectly square, but it should be fine for our purposes. I don't like this sharp corner right here, so I'm gonna make another arc. I'm gonna make, so default is 12 sides. I'm gonna drop down to like 4 sides, and I'm just gonna do a real tiny arc like that, just to take that edge off. Just so I don't have that real sharp transition right there. The other thing I did was when I drew this arc right here, I put a reference line across like this, and that allowed me to pull an arc that was tangent to that line. So you can see that's real important because if you don't do that, so if I had, let's just recreate that same geometry right here. So I'm going to draw it again. If I wasn't careful about that, I could get something, whoops, let's go back up to 12. I could get something like oh, I think that's about right. If I do that, if I spin that around a circle, it's going to be at a sharp point like that. And if I go up too high like that, it's going to create kind of a dimple in there instead of being like just a nice flat transition at the top. So just a couple tips if you're modeling that kind of geometry, something you do to make that look nice. I have 2 sections here where the metal kind of steps out. It looks like I have another little lip here, and then inside of that I have a separate ring kind of set in. That ring has these little like dimple holes around there. I have one at the top and one at the bottom. So what I think I'm going to do is at this point, I'm going to do this once so I can copy this geometry. Go like that, and I want to put just a half circle on there. So when I do circles, what I like to do is inference the middle right here, and then pull it up, and there we go. That simple. I can grab that then, option copy that, drag it up, stick it right here.
Now I have a question here.
And then put it one more
Is there
time
any
right there.
benefit to doing a circle and like a circle and then deleting half of it versus doing an arc in that situation?
So if I want to do, let's do an arc on this side. So say I did an arc, come like this, click here, and pull it out. There we go. The only difference I think was in this case it's a little bit easier because I don't have any other geometry getting in the way. But then it's just I have to move my mouse just right to inference a half circle. Whereas with a circle, I just go like that, click, and then I have to come delete this line anyhow. So dragging erase across both is the same for me. So that's just the thought process I got into. If I did want to do the arc, click here, here, and then I gotta bring it out to like inference half circle and then erase. So it's
So be a
not,
little more precise on the mouse movement or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I can be a little bit quicker on the model by just clicking, but yeah, it's pretty close to the same, I would say.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for showing that.
absolutely.
Two things. One person asked why you're not using X-ray mode to trace, or would you use X-ray mode to trace in this case? And I'll let you answer that right after. Shouts to Doug and Lawrence, who correctly said that Punxsutawney Phil did not see a shadow. There's going to be an early spring.
We haven't
Good
had
job.
winter yet here, so I'm not exactly happy about that. Like, it was 60 yesterday, you guys. February is supposed to be like our coldest, snowiest month of the year, and it was 60 yesterday. So, fine. I guess we'll just skip that. I mean, who needs 4 seasons anyhow?
You're already on to early spring.
That's right. I've been here
Phil kind of
since
cheating. He's just
January.
saying, my prediction is that it's already spring. Okay.
See, Puxatani's just paying attention. He's like, yeah, we're already here.
Yep. Just refreshing AccuWeather and then saying, okay, this is an easy one.
Yeah, guys, don't you have the app? Duh. All right. So what I think I'm going to do, so this section and this section, I'm just going to leave it right now. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just to get that main body in, and then I will come in and replace this piece and this piece with different geometry. We got to talk about how we're going to go about putting these holes with these lips around them. But other than that, I think this is going to be the body of my my thing here. So I'm going to do a quick follow me. So no, you know what I'm going to do first,
I
which
didn't see it in the chat.
hasn't happened yet. How far? We're 20 minutes into this, guys.
Have you guys learned nothing from being on Aaron's streams? You gotta remind him to save because he doesn't do it.
You know I would just keep going. Peter wins. He's got it. All right.
Yep. First prize. Tina says, you remind me of William H. Macy. He's a popular actor.
Yeah. I'm just not sure I'd take it. I'll take it. I'll take what I don't know. What? Yeah. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
All right. Put a circle right here. Now, this with everything else I did, I used 12-sided arcs and 24-sided circles. I think that's going to be enough detail. But when I actually talk about taking this piece and bringing it around a circle, I do want to go to a higher number. 24 sides is okay, but when I blow it up to 17 inches wide, each of those segments is going to be like a full inch. So it's going to be a little bit too big of sides. So generally, I do try to use circles that are increments of 12 or at least of 4. So I'll usually, 24 is a standard. If I want to go a little bit higher density or higher detail, I'll go to 48 and then 96. Those are usually the 3 sizes I use. I use those increments of 12 because they're divisible by more than, say, increments of 10. Right? An increment of 10 is evenly divisible by 1, 2, and 5. 12 you can divide by 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's a lot easier to break it up. So just a thought. I'm going to try it at 48 because I do want to try to keep it fairly light. So I'm just going to throw a circle down here right in, well, that's not where it's supposed to be. Try that again. Try right here. we go. And it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to grab that ring, say follow me and click this. And I'm going to look at it a little bit and see if that is the right level of detail. So as I spin it around with just the default lighting on, again, this is not a renderer, but this is that soft fall of light. Do I see any spots where, like with that circle, does it look pretty circular? It looks okay, but these tubes right here, you can see the 48. It's a little bit too jagged for me. So I'm gonna hit undo, oops, or save. I'm gonna save it. Save. Command S as opposed to Command Z.
They look similar, just kind of reversed.
Just backwards, yeah. I'm going to grab that circle. I don't have to draw it again. I can just come up here and say, all right, make that 96 instead, which is 2 times 48. Now, I'll try again. I'm going to grab that, follow me, click here. Yeah, look at that. That looks way smoother than it did before. So I like that. Again, if it wasn't the whole body, and the other thing about this is we're going to put something shiny on here. And I know, I guess I should defer this to Eric because he is the guy. He's the guy who does the most rendering. I feel like with shininess, issues like that stand out a little more. All right, I can get rid of the circle, and I can take this, and I can shove that over there. Are you watching the preview, Matt?
The preview? What do you mean?
On Restream? I have it up at this other window, and it just jumped back to like the first couple minutes of the stream.
Oh, it's still working here, right?
All right. It's just me.
It's still showing me the live view.
Okay. Just me. So, just causing problems. All right. So now...
Yeah, let us know in the chat if anything goes wrong, but I think everything's
good.
Still
right,
as is. Yeah, as expected.
30 minutes in, and we got this. Uh-oh. I jumped. Let me undo a couple times. All right, so see this right here? So this is showing that I didn't have some geometry welded. It would be easy enough to come in and probably erase some of this stuff or triple click and go soft and smooth it, but I am trying to do this as correct as I possibly can. So I'm going to come in here. How many undos did I do? Too many. And I am going to do some welding. So I want pretty much everything from here to here. I want that to be a single curve. So if all I have to do is select it, right click, say weld edges. Now if I click off of it and then grab it again, I should get one continuous curve. So what that's going to do is when I come here, select here, follow me, click here. When I spin around, there we go. That's that nice. See, look how it just looks like one big piece. That's what I want. I didn't have to do that for these because these are just individual curves already. Same thing up here. Oh, I did get that one I missed. So undo one last time. Let's select that. Right click, weld. So now we have one curve up here, one curve down here. Now we're good. Now I can select this, follow me, click here. All right, that's what I wanted. Perfect. Okay.
Nice.
And save. All right, slide this over here. I think the rest of this it's going to start going pretty quick. I just got to stop. I got to talk less and model more. All right. So I'm wondering how many holes I want to do this section here. So this section right here and this section right here have these series of holes going all the way around. So if I look right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So say there's 24 sets of holes all the way around. That's what I'm going to go with. Drawing holes onto things can be a little difficult. The reason it can be difficult is when you draw a hole on something, you need to draw it onto a single face. If I go view hidden geometry, my single faces are pretty small. So if I look at this, I'm gonna just draw a circle right here, inferencing about the middle. pull out to about where the circle is, and then I'm going to do another one, pulling out to kind of where that lip is. I'm going to grab that, make it a group. All right, now I'm going to grab it by the center, bring it over here, and I'm not actually placing, I just want to kind of use it as an inference. You can see it when it's on the center, it's, wow, almost perfectly fits inside of 2 sections. That's actually kind of good to know. That's really good to know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have that hole pierce 2 pieces. Let's see. So I'm going to move it up here, a little lower, and then step back with that. Down a little bit more. All right, so it's not where it needs to be right now. It's a little bit, so it's right in the middle. You can see here if I look at my middle line, so this, let's move it so that our origin line is right about in the center. So pretty close. It falls on either side. So that means what I'm looking at right here, it actually needs to be hitting like right here, 2 segments over. So what I can do, let me think of how to do this. I'm going to grab those 2. I'm going to use rotate, find that center segment, and just drop a line straight down. That didn't work. It didn't go straight down, it came straight out. All right, so if I grab these 2 now, and I rotate from the middle of this, I go from here, option, I'm copying it for right now. I'll get rid of the original. I think that works. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm making this up. Like I'm saying these things like I have a plan, but I'm not really sure what's happening just yet. I think I'm going to isolate this into its own group. Come into that group, and I'm going to make this into just kind of a dowel sticking out. Down and up. Whoop. Add a group. I'm going to pull in and then pull out. So I should, if I look inside, I should have these sticking through from both sides. Oop, this guy didn't come down very far. All right. That's going to work. Except I want to separate this. So I'm going to grab this circle and make it a separate group. And if I'd made this a component, somebody should have said this out there. Maybe they did. I should have made that a component first because I would have only had to do all that once. And now I can grab both of these and explode them. Now I have separate 2 dowels and 2 ringy shapes. I'm going to come back to the ring shape later. Right now, I should probably triple click this and make it a group. And let's see. If I come into this one, hide the rest of my model, if I select these 2 faces and I say intersect face with model, I should get that. And now I can take just those 2 circles, rotate from the middle, go here, option, every 2, it would be every 4. And say 23x. Something got weird. Something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. Undo. Oh, what? What? I did a thing. This is me. I did this. Ugh.
I think somebody did call that out earlier, by the way, but I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Oh, thanks. Like, he's breaking stuff right now. Come back later. Easy enough fix. There we go. We're fixed. But yeah, something wasn't right there. Let's try that. I'm going to do some precision selection. Shift. All right, so now I have just those two circles. 96 edges. So that's 248. Yeah. Nothing else selected. Double check inside. Okay, let's try rotating that. So we're going to go from here. Option 1, 2, 3, 4. 23x. All right. I think that did it. So if you copy a circle onto a single face, it will cut it. And you can potentially not have to come around and delete this stuff. But I didn't do that. I copied it onto a break. So what I could have done, and I'm just thinking through stuff as I go, what I could have done is actually copied these two faces and just copied them around. Then I wouldn't have to come in and delete this geometry, but I didn't do that. Sometimes my modeling muscles go quicker than my thinking muscle, which is what I like to call my brain. Yeah, sometimes I just go and do stuff, and then afterwards, have you been here before? I'm not explaining anything new. You know what I'm talking about. Whew, stop. Coffee break.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of that, I know you kind of had plans early to do this as a half of a component.
Oh, yeah, I
don't know if
did.
that's still coming. If
Uh,
that's still coming, or if that's
There goes that modeling
still part of
muscle.
the plan or not. Hey,
That was
you're
absolutely the
in the
plan.
driver's seat, so that's up to you.
Yeah, I was going to do that right now. I was not going to do that right now. Thank you,
Now's
Matt.
as good a time as any. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you go about breaking stuff in half? We did a video a while ago talking about splitting things in half. I could do this a couple different ways because I could come in and come up with a cutter to break this. This is a symmetric thing, right? The geometry already exists. So what I would be tempted to do rather than like creating a cutting geometry or anything like that is just to kind of do something like this and just kind of brute force chop it in half. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of like reverse stitching. But this way I can actually just come through here, erase what's on one side. All I'm really looking for here is a good solid break. So if I erase one segment all the way across like this, like that, then I can actually, after I'm done, I can just do a quick select and then erase half of it real quick and easy.
I like it. Some people, pardon me, were saying that you could have, for that whole section, oh, I don't know. They're saying possibly you could use solid tools. But now I'm thinking it's kind of just one hole in like the thing. So maybe that wouldn't work out too much.
I commend your thinking. Absolutely, everybody. But it kind of became apparent to me that I don't have this set up as a solid. I'm modeling this like it's made of sheet metal. So yeah, that would have been a thing if I had done this whole thing differently. But instead of doing it differently, I did it like this.
Yeah, that would be an alternate
That's right.
reality, an alternate universe where, you know, the groundhog did see his shadow or something.
Totally different setup over there. I got a little. That was a face that went straight across. I got some weird stuff going on with my mouse right now. Help me. There's a teaching opportunity. Hold on, I just saw a thing happen I want to talk about. I'll finish this first.
Nice.
Something. Oh, there we go. So
you guys are in for a treat for learning here.
That's right. Because this lip went all the way, this is one solid face all the way around. So when I erased that whole lip because it was horizontal. It's a flat piece right there. But easy enough. Quick stitch. There we go. And then so this may happen to you at some point in your modeling lifetime. These weird phantom shadowy things. This is a flat piece. This is a single flat piece. But SketchUp's putting these weird shadows on here because I have these edges right here are smoothed, which is not how they should be. They shouldn't be smooth. They're a 90-degree angle. It should be, you know, solid cutoff. It causes issues on both sides. See this dark shadow here, and then these weird shadows here. When this happens, the easiest solution is to just select it all, go to soften smooth edges, and then just toggle it off and back on again. All right, and then let's get rid of our geometry. All right, there we go. That is half of an espresso machine.
The way you said it was very final.
It was kind of felt like a big deal there. All
Ladies and gentlemen, that is half of an espresso machine. Applause break.
Thank you very much. Good night. All right, let's put these little lips on here. So this is going to be weird. I'll be honest with you. This is going to get a little bit weird. I'm trying to think of how to do this. In my brain, I'm going through solutions, and I know that the solutions I'm coming up with are going to make this longer and more steps than they need to be. But I just feel like I got to go. I got to be me. So buckle up, because we're going to probably spend about 5 minutes on a detail that you will hardly be able to see in the final render. I'm going to break this circle into 2 pieces. I'm going to grab one of them, and I'm going to rotate it down to the surface. I'm going to grab the other one, same thing, rotate, grab it, drop it down to the surface. All right, so right now I have one path, and it's a circle that breaks like this. So what I'm wondering if I can do is if I go right here, draw half a circle like that. I'm curious if I grab these two and I say follow me and I click this. Well, sometimes things actually work extremely well, and okay, that was way easier than I thought. I mean, of course yeah, just like that. Duh, what else would I do? Okay.
Should have never doubted yourself.
Yeah, I knew that was going to work out. Great. There we go.
Here's a question for you. Would you want to make that a component if you're going to copy it around this, or no, because of how you're...
Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. And this is a, everybody knows this is what's called a rivet round over. Yes, that way, yeah, that way it is a component. I mean, honestly, component-based modeling is probably one of the smarter ways to model when you can. I think a lot of times I end up using groups, and it just ends up being because of laziness. Like, there's not a really good reason to just use groups. Even if something's not going to be used multiple times, it probably still makes sense to make it a component, but yeah. All right, so I'm going to copy both of these from the middle point. I'm going to use this middle here, and I'm going to say option copy that to here, and I'm going to say 11x. No, yes. Boom. And like that, nice. We got half of it.
Bada bing.
Boom. I'm going to grab all of those and then just copy them from here. Option. Drop it right here. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, beautiful. Nice and easy, just like that. We had a question in the chat. I wonder if you can answer. So this coffee maker is 37 inches tall. How tall are you?
I'm approximately 2 coffee makers tall.
Okay.
give or take. Like an espresso, maybe espresso cup shorter than that.
Put a little
I'm
espresso hat
yeah,
on.
I'm around
Espresso cup
6'2",
hat.
something like that.
Right on. Nerman here says, add more cut lines between the holes so you'll not have smoothing issues between the holes. Do you get what that comment means?
Processing. Cut lines between the hole here to here. Yeah, I guess I don't understand what Nerman's getting at. All right, well,
Right on. Yep.
hit us up with some more details, Nerman. So this top section actually has a space in it that cups go into, and it looks like 1, 2, 3. So it looks like I'm going to rough this in here. This comes over to about here. Something like that, with some rounded corners. I'm just going to do an arc around one of these corners, double click, and then double click here. Take that, and I'm going to pull it down. Oop, actually, nope, hold up, back up. First, I'm going to select everything, select these two, take that, weld it, and then pull it down. That way, I have one piece right there. All right, once that's done, I'll pull it up like that. I'll come in here, hide the rest of my model, select this, intersect face with model. Pick that back up, get rid of this.
Should have put cut lines in there, and then that would have cut properly. Apparently.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah. I'm still
just
working
kidding.
on
I don't
I'm
know.
still working on that. Did Nerman ever get back to us with the details of that? I'm not saying hey,
Not
just so
yet,
you guys
no.
know, I have no reason to doubt Nerman. I don't know Nerman, but you know. All right.
Nice. That's an easy way to do a cutout of a curved
That's right.
piece of material.
All right. I think the body's done. I think we're gonna have to so just to make this easy to render, I'm gonna do a thing. The thing I'm gonna do is to, so first I'm gonna do, how am I gonna do this? I kind of want to do this as a separate piece. I want to put something on the inside here so that, you know, like light or whatever is not coming in here. Obviously this is going to be open, but it would be nice to have a back face, which I won't have the holes in it. I'll have to think about that. Actually, no, I'm just going to keep this simple right now. I come in here. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for right now. Yeah, all right, so then the other thing we do is I can take a copy of this, flip it with the option. There we go. And I have this ugly line right down the middle, of course, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to like that. And then I'm going to try. What I want to do, actually, I'm going to undo that. Put that face back. I'm going to double click. Need the same thing here, so go like this. Temporarily, I'm going to close this up. Double click, and then I'm going to right click. I'm going to say deselect faces, and I'm going to hide them. There we go. I'll delete this and this. And what that does is that gets rid. Did I not make that a component? I didn't. All right. All right, now let's try it again. Now we're going to copy it over here. Right. don't have anything to snap to anymore because I just made all the faces invisible. Oh, come on, man. I'm just copy it over here. And I'll use the corner of this. Still don't have a line there, do I?
Let's see. Antonio says they dropped some blueprints into the forum thread. So if you're looking for any more detail on a specific piece, looks like there's like 4 different kind of exploded images of the different pieces in case you're looking for any more detail. So that's a good find.
Sounds like somebody's trying to push accountability on me. I fear
it. Yeah. I never saw any plans or anything like that. I just modeled it as I saw it.
Yeah, got a nice exploded view. No, that's great. I appreciate that because I was kind of wondering about these chunks sticking out. I didn't really understand what. All right, sorry. Here you go.
And hard to see what's going on behind there and everything.
Right. So I got these things sticking out. I didn't know what they look like, but that exploded view does show a better view of what that is. I'm a little confused because it looks like in that render, it looks like something's sticking out here that I don't see, but maybe there's different model types. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. We're moving.
Oh right. Yeah, this one is the 3 spout version or whatever you want to call it.
Right, that makes sense.
And the one you have is the 2. So
hey, I'm not trying to show off. Okay, I'm okay with having the 2. It's okay with me. Sorry, I'm sensitive about that. All right. All right. Here's how I'm going to do this. So I have a front view of this shape. If I just take those 2 shapes like that, what I can do, I'm going to slide it over here so there's nothing covering it up. So that kind of shows me, that's like about where it's flat and about where the arc is. And then what I should be able to do is take this piece right here, rotate it this way, rotate it this way, and that should give me this geometry, and it should give me that. I'm going to increase the number of sides on these 2 arcs. Take that up to 12. Take this up to 12. You can always change the number of, you can always change the number of sides on an arc or circle until you push-pull it. As soon as you push-pull it and make it into 3D geometry, it's not so simple to clean up. All right, so there we go. I could take that and put it on the model, but I want to go a little further. I'm going to get some of the rest of this stuff on here, and then we'll drop it into the model. So I'm going to go ahead and make this into a component. And this is, of course, the coffee drippy bit. Sorry, guys. I apologize for Matt snickering right there. He's not the technical type.
You're obviously the coffee snob because you know the technical term of that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Real quick, just to close the loop on this, Nerman was talking about stuff that has to do with rendering.
Okay.
So smoothing issues on an object that come about when rendering, but Aaron will not be rendering this model, so maybe that's Eric's problem, and he'll have to deal with the cut lines at a later date, perhaps.
That's a great point. I could really be playing this like, how do I make Eric's life as difficult as possible? And I haven't been thinking about it that way. Thanks for calling that out, Nerman. I appreciate that.
Very good. And also a couple of people also in the chat imploring you to save.
All right. As well. All right, there we go. All right, that is an excellent idea. Yes, I should be. So I'm doing just throwing some geometries in here. Kind of just quick. I feel like this looks like it tapers, so I'm gonna bring this out like this, grab this circle, the outside circle, scale it around the middle, just kind of bring it out like that. And then I feel like, I don't know. Now I honestly, at this point, I might be just creating geometry and details, but it is pretty quick and easy. If you guys, this method of modeling is something that our good buddy Tyson is really good at. I mean, one of the first SketchUp videos I watched was Tyson modeling. I think it was a telescope, and he just it was this. It was just basic geometry, push pull scale. It was an amazing way to just get geometry in quick and effectively, and then yeah, just I mean, especially when you're putting details that like at the closest we'll be to this geometry is probably like this far away, and I don't need to go and do a whole lot more detail at that level.
Yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of, I know this is going to be rendered, and you made the circle of the main shape 96 sides. Did you change the number of segments for those circles? And if so, how many segments did
These,
you make
I
those?
believe, are 48.
Okay.
So that's
So
kind
you're
of,
not, yeah.
yeah, if I'm looking at visualization, I probably won't go under 48 if it's something that's going to get rendered or I'm look at it up close. And that shouldn't get too heavy. Again, if I look at, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and save. If I go look at my model info right now, so yeah, we're at 60,000 faces right now. So that may be getting a little heavy. I don't know. We'll have to see
Okay.
as I keep going.
And I know something people do for rendering, especially like metallic stuff, is beveling too. I don't know if that's um, something that
That is,
somebody else is going to handle, or
yeah, no, that is a great question. Um, Something I had not really spent much time thinking about yet.
nice. Well, don't let me throw off your train of thought. You keep doing you, and
Yeah.
I will just keep my thoughts to myself.
So no, but seriously, like I'm looking at where so yeah, so some of this stuff might get beveled, some of these pieces, but um yeah, depending
Not a
on
whole lot. It's pretty round
right.
already, you know.
So one thing I could do is I come in here, I grab this circle for example, offset it, you know, that much, and then if I raise that up the same amount that I offset it, it gives me that kind of look, which is actually pretty noticeable when I look at, that's actually a little bit too much probably. I should probably do about half that. So I'll do an offset of a 1/16 of an inch, and then I'll grab this circle and move it up 1/16 of an inch, which is just going to give me that little, not sharp metal. And that's kind of a, no, that's a great point because do that on that side. I'll do it on this one. And then I think this one, this looks like it was black or something. And then we'll move it up again, 16th.
Yeah, I remember watching one of Chris Rosewarne's video from a previous base camp. And he said whenever he goes from like concept to render, he always basically
Yeah.
bevels everything
Yeah.
to make, because
Absolutely.
nothing in real life is like exactly 90 degrees or whatever,
Yeah.
or very few things, I should say.
No, it's, yeah.
But now you're
Very, very
introducing a
true.
bunch more geometry, so if
Yeah.
this
Now it's,
model's too heavy, you can blame me.
I will. Eric's going to watch it at some point, so he'll know whose fault it is. I don't have to play. I know what's going on.
I did see his name pop up in the chat earlier, so maybe he's just
dang.
lurking, keeping an eye. The watchful eye, the watcher.
Accountability. Dang. Yeah. Um, yeah, so we'll probably do that. Probably makes sense on this piece too. This big old chunk right here. I won't spend too much time doing this, but yeah, I do that, and then
Yeah, my apologies to everybody in the chat who now just has to watch him offset and move every single piece of geometry that he already made. But hey, you're
Penny.
in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Isn't that true?
That's what they say.
So very good. You folks got plans for the weekend? I know it's Friday, so most people have
Yes.
weekend coming up. Any big things coming up? Any plans? Any fun things to kick back? How about you, Aaron? Anything of import? Anything happening?
I'm just. I say this. I feel like I say this almost every week, but I'm like, I want to not do much this weekend. I'm really, really hoping I can follow through. I'm not very good at not doing much. That's not my strong point. That's not my strong suit. I'm not really. That's not my thing. I tend to
Well, it's good to have
fill my
something to
time up.
strive for.
That's right.
Isn't that what they say? That keeps the human spirit alive or something. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I buy that. It sounds like a thing somebody somewhere said at some point.
Sure. Endless Fix says the deadline is coming up, so a weekend of SketchUping is in their future. Could be worse things, you know. Sometimes I like having deadlines because you have something to work towards. But I guess working on the weekend's not really fun, so sorry to hear that.
That's also true. I don't know why, but I can't. Oh, what the? All right, we got to back up some steps here. What the heck happened here? Huh. My face got broke. Somebody broke my face. There we go. All right. And I have. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna. Circle. I want to not pull this out to the edge. I don't want this to merge with this geometry right here, so I'm going to come up like right like that instead. A little bit smaller, but there we go. All right, I'll offset that. Why is it only offsetting half? Rookie mistakes here. Who's paying attention to this guy?
I'm certainly not.
I appreciate that.
I'm just doing my own thing over here, so
redo. All right, I didn't get rid of this line in the middle, so I only extruded half my circle, which was pretty well unacceptable, and I am ashamed. Like that. I'm going to pull it just like I did before to make this handle. Pull it out here. And then we'll go offset up to here. Pull that out to here. Going to close that out and then pull that like that. There we got it. I'll probably do the same thing over here just to make this a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
this is all coming together.
And, aesthetic and ergonomic too. I mean, baby, you got a handle going.
That's right.
You got a handle on that model. One thing real quick. Looks like Jeremy says, does the SketchUp team ever plan on replying to my little things bug concern posted over on Twitter? I would say post that question on the forum. Yeah, so that's probably your best chance of getting a valuable reply. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I would say that if you ever have information you want to get to like the development team, a team that Matt and I are not a part of, just FYI, let's just be real about where we are. I have no idea what this little spout thingy looks like, by the way, so mine's going to look like this. But anyhow, that's separate from what we're talking about. Do head over to our forum. In our forum, we have a couple spots where you can report issues you're running into, including a spot called Feature Requests, where you can actually put your requests in for stuff you'd like to see inside of SketchUp. That section of the forum is monitored by people who are actually product managers and that sort of thing. So you're more likely to get a response and get a conversation started there. Our Twitter account, our Facebook account, those kind of accounts are usually monitored more by marketing people, which is more like who Matt and I are. So we can answer simple questions, but if you want to actually have a conversation and go back and forth, I highly recommend checking out our forum. It is a very active forum. Some of you guys have been to computer forums before or software forums and just known that they're dead. We have a very active forum. People are answering questions, both staff and users on our forum all the time. So I definitely recommend do that.
Totally. And then Randy is saying, I think in relation to what you made a mistake and then undid a bunch of times. He says, can anybody else relate to this where you undo to try to go back to before you made a mistake and then you accidentally undo something that you didn't mean to undo that you actually did right? And I can definitely say that I've felt that before. Been there.
And I'll be honest, that's not just a SketchUp thing. Undo is one of my top commands, regardless of the software, I would say.
Yes, muscle memory. A lot of mistakes.
Yeah. All right. We don't have a whole lot more. We're at 1 o'clock now, and this is feeling pretty cool. We don't have a ton more detail. This is a thing that's coming out. I think this is the steamer. This is a steam spout, of course, and the steam handle in the whole steam assembly.
Yes.
And this is not coming straight out the sides. This is actually coming out, it comes out from the center. But what I think I'm going to try to do is model it flat in plane, and then I'll bring it over and then rotate it out. I just brought this over. This is not in the component. That's why it's only on that half. It's not on this half. So I'll bring that into the component in a second. I want to do it all at once. So I'll get this made and then this piece right here. I'll start with this piece first. Actually, this is a little bit easier because this is on the side. So I'm going to draw a line from here to the center here and then go up like that. And then I can just grab that. I can say, follow me there. And then that makes that nice 90-degree angle automatically. I don't have to mess with that at all. And I can take that top circle that I created, re-weld that. I don't know why it got broke, but weld that. And then offset that out to here. And then I'm going to offset that
again. Yeah, I like it. One thing that you mentioned something about steam earlier. One thing that was the innovation of this particular espresso machine was the vertical orientation, which allowed for a longer boiler, which made for a creamier espresso, a creamier cappuccino. So it was well sought after for the creaminess produced by the verticality, my words, of the boiler inside of this espresso machine. So
yeah, I like that.
In case anybody in the chat was wondering, or you, Aaron, yourself was wondering.
I was like, man, there's a lot of verticality in this. Why they go so high? That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Antonio had a question about why not group only the part you're working on. I don't know if he means like, why would you not make this geometry a group before you start working in it? Or, yeah, why not only group the part that you're working on?
I'm not answering right away because I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing. I do feel like I'm grouping just the part I'm working on. Maybe it's the question why I am doing it that way.
It seems to me like it's why not make a group before you draw the geometry. Like,
okay, that's fair.
idea being it's bad to have loose geometry around. So you should all basically always be working in a group, maybe? Not exactly sure.
Yeah, there's actually, so there is, sorry, I just realized my dimples here. I'm gonna cut those and then put them in context. So they show up on both halves.
Context is everything.
That's right. Context is king. Um, yeah, so I tend to, when I'm doing this kind of modeling, where I'm doing like parts modeling, I tend to, and this is just the way that I do it, is model my geometry just kind of free and then put it in a group when I get to the right point. You can absolutely start with something in a model and then go from there. So if I wanted to, I could hit Command G. Wait, is that the right? No.
Seems like that's the right thing. Delete all.
Make group?
Just kidding.
Oh no, whoops. If I say make group, oh, it's because I have everything turned off. So I could come in right now and start drawing, and now I'm in a group from the get-go. So that is a way I could do it. Like I said, I just tend to not do that because I don't know. I think some of my modeling habits have to do with the fact that I've been using SketchUp for uh, years, and I don't. I do stuff because that's the way I learned it. I taught myself. Like a lot of people are self-taught and have kind of their own workflows, and I think some of that is just because that's my workflow. Not saying that that's necessarily good or bad or anything else, but it could be that. Yeah, that's good. That's a good question, and I unfortunately don't. I can't say I really know exactly why I do what I do sometimes.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
if you've been doing it for as many years as you have, you
within
always remember to make a group afterwards. So it's like you never run into the possibility of accidentally, overlapping geometry that could stick together because you know that after each piece, you're going to, select all, make that a group and have it in its own wrapper so that you don't. Um, but other people might, when they're done with something, be like, okay, done, and then forget to put that into a container. And then afterwards, you're going to get into trouble.
sure.
Um,
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I know I do a lot is uh, I temporarily group things as I model a lot. And when you do that, uh, it it it's nice to, well, I guess it doesn't matter. This is because this could go either way. I tend to model outside of groups and then put stuff in groups temporarily to hold them, like if I have overlapping geometry and that kind of stuff. And I wonder if that's part of my mind. I don't know. I'm psychoanalyzing myself and why I do what I do now. Um, but uh, I guess I feel, part of me feels like if they're not in the group beforehand, I'm less likely to forget, or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, there's a
but
bunch of potential reasons of why that might be, since we don't apparently know.
Mhm. Um, one question here. When creating complex, smaller designs like this, is desktop better than web? I would say Aaron's not modeling this at scale because of the small design complexity idea. So he's modeling this bigger and then he's going to scale it down afterwards. Um, you know, I think that would be the same whether you're on desktop or web. So I don't think there's a particular version to be using
Yeah,
either way. I mean, he hasn't used any extensions yet, so you could do everything that he did here on the web version as well.
for sure. Yeah, I don't think there's uh, anything in particular.
I guess aside from using the 3D mouse, right?
That's true. Yeah. I think. I mean, I think that the web version's awesome. Uh, I think we do tend to, or I know we tend to show uh, this version more often, primarily because uh, there is a point at which desktop is more powerful. I mean, that it just is, uh,
Mhm.
and we stay away from those limitations by not going there. So yeah, good question though.
Yep.
I'm just making a path right now that I'll pull a circle down for this steamer tube. And then, because I learn things, I'm learning right here. I'm going to make sure I weld this before I follow me. And then do just that. Follow me. Boom. All right. Now put a little nozzle on the end, and our steamer tube is done. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to offset this like this. Pull this. Oops.
Um, yeah, Jeremy, if you're having problems with geometry not forming because of small face problem, I would say just model it much larger and then scale it afterwards. That would be my, without looking at the particular model you're using. Randy says, Aaron, you are so good at stitching. When he tries to stitch, it looks like a dog tried to knit a sweater.
I don't want to sell dogs short, but that doesn't sound positive. Um, yeah, I get a lot of I get harassed a little bit about stitching because I do spend a lot of time stitching and I kind of enjoy it. It feels therapeutic to me, but yeah, I get why people don't want to do that. I understand it.
So far, you've talked about psychoanalysis on this stream. You've talked about, the stitching being kind of your happy place. I feel like
I think,
I don't know. It's a lot of self-improvement going on
yeah.
this stream.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being my emotional support team. All right. So I'm right now I'm working on my nozzle right here, but I want to take this piece and make it wider. I want to scale it. But if I hit scale right now, my scale handles are relative to the global axis. So that means if I start scaling, there's a very good chance I could get some weird distortion in different directions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily align my axis to this geometry, and I can put it back later. So if I come up here and go to Tools and click Axes, and I'm going to click right here, right where this nozzle meets right there, and then pull that line up here and click twice. Now my axis is going that way. So now if I grab this ring right here, try to get just the ring. Let's see if we can do that. Got it. Now if I hit scale, I don't know why I right clicked right there. Scale, see how everything aligns to it? Because that's how I need it to be. So I'm gonna grab this corner right here. I'm gonna hit Option to go to the center. Hit Shift to uniformly scale. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing down here. I'm gonna scale that. There we go. Little steamer nozzle on the end there. All right, and that is that. You see that my box now goes this direction because I was inside context. I'm going to come in here, right click, and say reset. It's going to put my axes back at the world axes, and then when I come out here now, oh, it didn't change that. Reset. Huh. Reset.
Hey, what's
It's not
going
going
on?
back. All right, well, how about this? How do you like this? If I go right click and I say uh, place it like that. What do you think about that, huh? There we go. Yeah,
Take
reset
that.
didn't work. That's weird. But I know better than to spend the next 10 minutes trying to track that down. I'm making a mental note of that and come back to it later. That's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to take this piece. See it? Because I can learn. That's what I'm proving to you guys. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to drag it down like that. Then I'm going to drag it straight over. So it's just... I need to hide this temporarily. Oh, no, it's perfect. And then I'm going to take that. I'm going to rotate that from my, let's see, my hidden geometry. Middle here. And I'm going to bring it around right there. All right. Unhide this. Get rid of those. Get rid of all those dotted lines. Oh, it's all coming together, guys. It's all coming together.
Very good.
All right, now that I got these three pieces, I'm going to Command X, come into context, edit, paste in place. This is not in the right place. Hold up. I need to rotate that in a little more. That's closer. All right. Ooh, baby. It's happening. It's happening. All right. Big things I got going still here. We got our little steam thing, steam or pressure gauge, and some pipes
Yeah.
happening here.
Yep.
A little thingy, switchy thingy. Sorry, I hate inundating you guys with technical terms. I apologize. I can't find that on the drawing anywhere either, so maybe I'll skip that. I don't know. This is what we're not. This is what we're
switchy.
okay. Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can find any clearer image of this, and I don't think I can. So, designer makes the call. Make it up. All right.
Absolutely.
Which I like. I like that. I like it. All right. I'm gonna start with a circle. Bring it in the middle of this pipe. Bring it out to the pipe width. It's gonna go up to there, and it's gonna come down to here. We're just gonna do some stuff like offset. You know, we used to do. Actually, you guys should tell us if you liked them because we could do them. We could do another set of them. We used to do these machine drawing modeling scenarios, where we would take like a CAD drawing, a dimensioned CAD drawing, and we'd go in and draw it, model it up in 3D, and that was a lot of fun. That was a cool one. That was a lot of fun to do. It was similar to this, but we were doing it off of very exact drawings. I feel like I got the spirit of that happening right now without any of the actual precision happening. I'm not actually being terribly precise with this.
You got the 17 inches.
That's right. There's a number. we have a number, but that's about it. Yeah, so we'll be precise at some point, a little bit precise, precise-ish. Is that okay? Is that a designer term?
No, I personally love those streams because it's it's definitely a mix of the precision and getting the exact numbers in, and entering exact dimensions and stuff, mixed with kind of how your mind comprehends. Like, different people have different strategies when modeling that kind of stuff, of how you would go about bringing those exact pieces to life. So I, for one, like those streams.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's know in the comments. You guys want to see should do another machine part modeling session?
We got one positive comment from Keggy, who also had a first comment referencing the eagle, saying, next, it's time to do the eagle on top.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about the eagle.
What's the thing about the eagle?
I'm not going to model the eagle.
Womp womp. Sorry, everybody.
What do you guys think? Let's talk about this though. So we could do a couple things. We could definitely, I could trace this eagle and we could do a 2D thing up on top of there. That's an option. But I was thinking that we could do a couple things. We could take the logo of the coffee shop and stick it up there. We could Easter egg this thing and put a SketchUp logo up there. Yeah. What do you think we should put on top? Because I mean, this is cool. Like I said, if I was to do this right now, I would probably just do a 2D component, maybe give it a little bit of depth and put it up there. Because honestly, well, first off, this is really kind of a blob, and I think you're guessing in that it's an eagle. I think you're right, but
machine parts eagle modeling is next
yeah,
week.
yeah. But yeah, that was my thought. Was let's stick something that makes it our own up there. What do you guys think?
Yeah, to me, the eagle kind of, I don't know, has a different feeling or like connotation maybe than it did in like the 20s. I guess it's the 20s now, but I'm talking about the 1920s.
The other
Know,
20s.
it feels like kind of militaristic or something, and I'm like, I could do without it.
I can see that.
Ahmad saying just let Eric deal with it, which is always a good plan.
He's somewhere going like, what's going on? Why am I feeling so weird? I feel so defensive all of a sudden?
We have a suggestion that 3D Warehouse might be a place to get the eagle. Yeah, so I don't know. I agree with you that I feel like the machine itself, I feel like fits pretty well in the spot, which is if you didn't catch the previous stream, that's the name that Aaron gave to the coffee shop that this is going to be a part of. But I don't know, the eagle just feels like it's not really matching the vibe.
Yeah,
in my humble opinion.
I like it. I agree wholeheartedly. Eagles out. What's in, guys?
This year, what's hot and what's not? Eagles out.
So out. Just don't even go there with me. I mean, come on. All right. Okay, cool. So there's our thingy. I'm assuming that this at some point connects back in here. So what I'm going to do draw. Well, how do I want to do this? So I'm just going to have a pipe, I think, just come out of here, and that will go back, tie back into, yeah. It's like that's the middle. Disappear that into there. And then we'll do a circle right here. All right, and we'll just put that in like that, and then we'll pull it out like that, and then that, and then that, and then erase that and that. All right, there we go. And then I think I can just take that. Let's see if it's too big. It might be too big to. Let's go that one.
Just a touch too big.
Missing some
Oh,
geometry.
that's why that face didn't want to close.
That would totally make sense. There we go.
Got a quick fix.
Get her done. That's right. All right, so there we go. So that thing now can sit in here. I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna come in here. Set this back a little bit, and then you guys saw what was going on here, but there's actually 2 gauges. So I'm gonna come up here. Go like that, and then I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna go like that. Right there. Man, this mirror command, I like it. I'm really enjoying that. Watch this. I'm gonna mirror this.
Bing bong.
All right. That piece comes straight on over. We'll grab it from the middle of the group. What's the button to toggle? No. There we go. Got it from the middle. Bring it straight over. And I'm going to, where's the best middle plane? Probably. Now we'll just start moving it forward till it comes out. Like that.
Bravo. Looking beautiful. Love to see it. I gotta say, the chat is pretty much split on the eagle. Some people really looking forward to seeing how you would model the eagle. They like the look of the eagle. They've seen espresso machines with that type of eagle on top and they like it. Other people suggesting alternatives. You could put the SketchUp logo, like you mentioned earlier, a golden bust of yourself. So that's something. Eric suggests a low poly eagle, a coffee bean, the spot logo in 3D, or like we mentioned earlier, pulling some stuff from 3D Warehouse. Of course, these are all just suggestions for you. You have your own way of doing things in your own driver's seat. People cheering eagle, eagle, eagle. And then some people asking about, did you use any extensions? No extensions used so far. This is only just base out of the box SketchUp. And some love for the mirror command. And I'm just reading out the chat. Is the espresso machine Italian, Sven? Yes, it is. It is by Arduino, Vittoria Arduino. It's called the.
Wait a minute, isn't Arduino the company that makes like those little?
Not the Arduino boards you're thinking of. Yeah, is that common spelling? But no, it's called the Venus, I believe, is what the name of it is now. So yeah, Italian, originally from the 1920s, I believe, when this they're still around. You can still get them. They're all handmade, or most of the parts are handmade. So on the pricier side, but a nice machine, does the job.
I find the shinier things are, the more expensive they're probably going to be.
Yes, mirrors, way up there.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, hey, let's. I'm not. I'll be honest. All right. Here's some things I'm thinking. what it's 1:30, and I can't do this justice in 20 minutes. We could slap together a thing. Um, but I'm gonna break with, this is not normally how I'd go about this, but let's go check out 3D Warehouse. We don't gotta commit to anything. Everybody relax. But let's go see what 3D Warehouse has to offer. Let's just check it out. All right, we're gonna go over here, come through here, Warehouse, and we will say,
Always good to be aware of all the different resources you have at your disposal.
that's right. Let's see what it says for Eagle. I'm just throwing it in. Just boom, let's go. Products and models. Whoa, hello. That's
And done.
that's awful close. That's 47,000. All right, wait, I want to see this. I do want to see where we ended up. All right, so we're about just under 100,000 faces for this. So this is about half the size of our entire thing. So not, which not saying we can't use it. I'm just saying I'm still trying to be a little conscious. Oh, that's a pretty good one too.
As you look through these eagles real quick, I do want to say that I sacrificed my email and joined the mailing list of this uh, this company that makes these espresso machines in order to get the brochure of this thing, because I was very interested in this espresso machine. And there is a specific part that's about the eagle, which maybe will sway your idea of even putting a heavy eagle in here, because it says, and I'm definitely getting to the part very soon. It talks about the eagle. Here it is. Legend has it that the eagle can look at the sun without succumbing to its splendor. In no way dazzled, the bird continues to fly higher than any other with its gaze fixed on the future, my friends. So if you want to be future looking, the eagle is your raptor of choice to do so. So that's all I have to say about getting that eagle on top, baby.
Well, I'm swayed. I think it's got to happen. And this is why I like our group here, is because Endless Fix has already checked it out and said he's done a quick evaluation and said this is a good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this. I am not going to download it directly into my model. This is just a thing that, I mean, unless you know 100% certain that the file you're downloading from your own catalog or something like that, I would always recommend downloading separate, opening it, and checking it out. So I'm going to hit no. It's still going to download it. It should end up, all right, so I'm just going to drop it on my desktop, save it, and now I'll go File, Open, and open this SKP file and check it out before I just bring it in. Apparently this is a vegetarian eagle because he's carrying some kelp back to the nest. So we can get rid of that. And that's pretty cool looking. It is cool looking. I will agree. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to copy that and then come over here. Command V to paste it. And there we go. Anybody who has used the, like, apparently can't talk and paste at the same time, but anybody who's used the warehouse knows that it's a double-edged sword, because you can get some absolutely amazing content from there, but you can also get some way too heavy, way too difficult to work with stuff from there as well. So this one, this will work. All right. Obviously not to scale, so I'm going to go ahead and scale it. I'm going to say option, scale about the middle. Looks like his wings go just about the side there. I'm going to lean him forward just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and grab rotate and just bring him up like that. And then we'll bring him down, forward. I'm sorry, him. I shouldn't say him. I'm making an assumption. That's pretty good. I do not. Wait. Back up. Back up. It's in multiple uh, boxes or multiple containers, and I don't like that. So I'm going to explode this out as many times as I need to get to just one container. I just want the raw geometry inside of a single group, and that's all I want.
Too much packaging is not sustainable.
That's right.
You know, this
About
eagle could be
the
suffering in its
earth.
natural habitat because of all this extra wrapping that's going on in this component. Funny job, Matt. Funny joke. Okay, here we go.
Thanks for catching that. I didn't catch that, but yeah, this is a good one. Good one.
Endless Fix saying the eagle has landed. Very good. Love to see it.
This is
it's coming together over here.
We got a couple things going on here. We do some back faces. We got these feathers are all 3D, but they got geometry pulling through each other. This guy right here in particular, let's get rid of hidden geometry so I can just grab that, and then grab that, and then we'll reverse those. So potentially a little more cleanup to be done. Nope, undo. So yeah, that maybe a little more precision
side, right?
For the render. Yeah, but before this is rendered, we'd probably want to do something else there. Maybe we'll just drop him down so he's.
And check me if I'm wrong, but reason being is that when a renderer sees a SketchUp back face, it kind of interprets it in a certain way that normally is not the output that you're looking for when you're rendering a model.
Yeah, so what can happen is it can see that back face and just basically ignore it, depending on the renderer. I don't think if Eric renders this, he's probably going to render it in V-Ray. So I don't think he's going to run into that problem. I think he will, if he renders it, I think V-Ray will render back sides the same as it renders front sides. But I don't know for sure. He'll know better. So there may be some cleanup that has to happen. If so, then we'll if we have to do cleanup, we'll do cleanup. Basically, that's what I'm saying there. All right.
So be it.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I'm gonna call that done. Actually, I'm gonna come in here. I want to try to remove just because it's not quite fitting. I'm gonna grab all of this, and I am going to soften and just crank this and see. I gave it a cool look with those shadows. All right, there we go. That. All right, one more thing.
Yeah, time to fire me up a double shot.
That's right. Get caffeinated.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Speaking
of,
of,
done.
Beautiful.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, you thought so. Wait a minute, just 1 second, because we got one more thing to do. Yeah, importing a bunch of geometry probably gave me some ugliness. I am going to scale this thing.
Yes.
Using the tape measure. I'm going to measure across the bottom here to here, and I know that's about 17 inches. Oop, that's a foot mark. Inches. Yes. All right. Now we should be about 3 feet from the eagle to the ground. So let's see. 3'7".
It's a big eagle.
Yeah, we definitely ended up a little taller. So here's where I'm questioning. This line right here is about 17 inches. This line right here is 38. So Well, who knew that this accurate dimensions I had on this drawing didn't work out perfect? Uh, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's going to look great in the spot. People are going to be coming from all over the place
We
in
should
order
do
to
that
get a fresh cup of coffee, very creamy, the creamiest cup of coffee you've ever had out of this
because of the verticality of the
vertical.
espresso machine, of course.
Yeah, it's a vertically.
Embarrassed I
The
even had to say
verticality.
that. Yeah.
The verticality. It's my Bill Raftery impression. Not good, but yeah, no, it's definitely a highlight of our coffee shop that we're starting up. If anybody wants to be an investor, let us know. Um, very cool. We noticed there's no cups in there, like there were on the picture, and it could be because you took all the cups. We've had some comments about this, but I didn't want to interrupt earlier. But you seem to have many cups that you've been drinking out of today. Is that true?
I haven't noticed that. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I
You
might have
took
six
all of them.
different cups here. I was wondering how long it takes somebody to figure that out. I've been cycling through them through the whole model. Yeah, I started with this nice stoneware cup right here, and moved through my initials with my A cup and my D cup. Then yeah, I have my old logo cup,
Lovely.
my current favorite, my Stay Rad cup, and nobody mentioned that I was drinking from a mom cup, but I did.
Love to see it. Well,
Good catch, guys.
yeah,
Good catch.
that's where all the cups went. I think some eagle-eyed viewers, no pun
Boom.
intended, did spot that earlier, but good for you. I give you very many props. Um,
All right.
and yeah, no, that's looking great in there. That's it
Is
draws
dropped in.
people in, you know.
I again, I'm not trying to really pass the buck or anything, but I know Eric's gonna have a better idea of how he wants to uh, color this. I assume he's gonna use some render ready or reflective materials on there, and I'll. That's an if too. I'm assuming we'll do a render, but it may happen in a video. He may just do it himself. I don't know. We'll see. But that looks good. Looks good in there. I like it. I like it. Let's see if I can keep. Oh, yeah, keep it right in the middle there. Excuse me. Nice. Yeah.
And I don't know if you have it installed. We did have a request to do a diffusion render, but that's up to you if that's something you want to pull out at this point.
Sure.
Um,
Let's save. Yeah, it does not like that eagle. There's something in that eagle that it's got an issue, but yeah, we'll give it a shot. We got a couple minutes left. Let's see. I hit diffusion.
Transom's asking if all your cups were all full of coffee and if you drank all of it.
No, I actually only had coffee in one. Most of them were water. So
A little behind the scenes.
shiny brass espresso machine. You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could type at the speed that people in movies do. Because they just kind of talk in a conversational speed and keep typing, and like I've never been that good of a typist. So
Yeah, like being able to carry on a separate conversation and type a thing at the same time. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I really have to focus to do as many typos as I do, and I can't go that quick. So hard. All right, I'm gonna keep it only one. I'm gonna keep it simple. We're gonna generate and just see what we come up with in this, and then we will call it.
yes.
Yeah,
If
well, that
people are not
renders.
from,
Sorry.
go ahead. I was going to say, if people are not familiar with what this is a new extension that's free if you have a SketchUp subscription that uses AI stable diffusion rendering to basically use the image of your geometry of your model and then generate an AI, like a generative AI image. As you can see, you're just kind of guessing at what this materials and everything. Obviously, what he put up didn't have any materials, so some cool.
Got some good looking. It did go in. Look, the first thing it did is went in. Let's drop the drop the detail here. Get us a nice mushy eagle.
Mhm.
Ooh, black eagle. This is the limousine version. This is the high end. You got to pay
Ooh,
extra for
yeah.
this guy right here. The black eagle on top.
Luxury.
Right.
I don't know why I
Whoa, I
said it
don't
like
know what
that.
the.
Sorry.
And this one's got a bedpan hanging above it, so that's cool. The eagle just got totally swapped out for a big chunk of metal. I don't know.
Yeah, just
I
a
could have done that in
pot.
half the time. Well, I gotta say, if there's a preferred one, it's this guy right here. So it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, you were about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say, while it's rendering, I just want to throw a shout out for 3D Basecamp. We are actively planning 3D Basecamp. We have just under a month, 28 days. You can go up and purchase a ticket for 3D Basecamp, and it's $700 less than it's going to be starting on March 1st. So if you know you're going to come, if you've come before, you know what to expect. I apologize because just the way that everything lines up, we don't have an agenda up, but I can tell you what we will have is dozens, like in the high dozens of classes being taught by industry professionals, by professional trainers, showing you how to use SketchUp and also how they use SketchUp in their day-to-day professional workflows, that kind of stuff. It's 3 solid days of some solid SketchUp learning in November, and you should check it out. It is the best way to learn or get even better at SketchUp, and it's fun. It's a fun spot to hang out. I mean, from before, well before I worked at SketchUp, I've been going to Basecamp, and it is definitely my favorite event to go to all year.
Yes, 100%. Hard agree. And yeah, save that money, especially if you have multiple people from your team going, which I know a lot of people do. They'll have like, a few people from their team go so that they can all be up on the industry trends and what the kind of the best of the best in whatever their particular industry is doing. And then that way they can kind of transform the workflow once they get back. And yeah, like we said, $700 per ticket. Hey, that's a good deal. To $700 off, I should say,
Right.
from the price that it will go up to, and it goes up even more after that, folks.
Yeah. Get there.
Yeah, save money.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys. This was a ton of fun. It was awesome to hang out with you guys. As always, enjoyed myself. Hope you enjoyed it too. Picked up a thing or two. Come back next week. Tyson will be right here where I am. Well, on your screen. He probably won't be sitting in my house. He'll be in his house, but relative to you, same spot. Actually, I think that's a lie because I think he's on the other side when he models.
Yeah.
I'm getting into details that don't matter. SketchUp will be, Tyson will be modeling next week. Please come back, hang out with us, and learn something new from that guy. Yeah, have a great weekend. We'll see you all later.
Totally. Take it easy.